Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Nice early morning. Get out here early in the morning, still dark outside. Still everybody in the bed laying down, getting ready for the school week, work week, and I'm up here early because, I gotta give it up. I gotta give it up before I win. I win yesterday, um, beating the Falcons in Atlanta. 24-16. It was a rough win for all of us. Had to sit back. It wasn't a rough win. It was one of those type of wins that, you expect to win. You expect them to do good. The game was close, but it wasn't close, but it was still close enough. One possession game. They pulled it out, and I got to tip my hat off to them, for pulling it out. It was rough. It was rough. Offense played particularly. They played okay. They didn't have a lot of things that I thought they was going to do. Overall, they played okay. I was kind of surprised with the stat wise that we really didn't do too much. We didn't do too much. He only threw for 151 yards. Sam Howell, 14 to 23. He threw 3 touchdowns, but I almost feel like he didn't throw 3 touchdowns. I almost feel like Howell didn't do anything. Throwing for 151 yards, man, against the Falcons, I was still a little bit shaken up about that. We didn't really move the ball effectively on offense enough to close the game out. And those sacks in the fourth quarter, those sacks was terrible. Terrible. We can't take those sacks, Sam. And those sacks are not on the offensive line. Those sacks are on you. You gotta be able to get rid of the ball, throw the ball, or run. Man, we can't take those sacks. Not when the game on the line. We had 2 drives, especially the last drive when we trying to end the game, and we take 2 sacks. I believe it was the last drive. I was like, man, we don't run the clock out, run the ball, run the clock out. Then you turn it back around, as you see, Robinson only had 10 carries, 31 yards. 10 carries in a one-score game. We completely abandoned the run. And we got to do better than that. We got to play better than that. We got to do better than that. Enemy got to call better plays. But overall, it was one of those games. It was a Washington type game. And it was rough. It was rough. I was kind of like, God damn, we can't run the clock out. We didn't even allow them to burn that last time out at the end of the game. And luckily for our defense bailed us out. Had us in there. They had some critical turnovers towards the end of the game. Interception in the end zone by St. Jude's. And then we had that other one by our linebacker, Davis, had that interception off that quick slant, which it looked like he was beat on, but he was able to recover and make the play. So I was a little bit happy about that. But our defense played pretty well. I was a little bit surprised that we didn't have any. We had defensive sacks. Did we have any defensive sacks? I don't think we had any sacks from our front four. I don't know what's going on with these guys. Sweat, Young, Allen, and Payne. I don't know what happened to Payne. What's going on with him? It seems like he just be on the field. I know he would be disruptive, but goodness gracious, he almost like he just disappeared. And I'm kind of worried about him. I'm kind of worried that what's going on with him? What's going on with that front four? Are we going back to where last year, or they not getting coached up correctly? I know Young is making plays. Young is doing his thing, but some of these guys, they're struggling. And that's not necessarily like they struggling like far as tackles or being disruptive in the run game. But where the run game has been, Um, Running backs has been shredding us up and down, but being disruptive as far as pass rush and tackling, getting those sacks, man. We we allow teams. We missed out on a couple of sacks yesterday. Sacks that was like we should have been all over them, just like a lion all over a wildebeest. You gotta be all over them, you know. So I was a little bit worried about that, but um, they played good. Our defense played a whole lot better. Defense played a whole lot better. I was a little worried after that opening drive. I was like, why are we allowing them to get some easy throws? The Atlanta went down the field, scored 7 points. They hit Kyle Pitts a couple of times with some easy throws, easy catches. And I was just like, what are they doing? Then you had mismatches up against Kyle Pitts that I thought they could have did a better job with. So, but overall, I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too worried. Defense played a whole lot better. I'm a little worried about Forbes not playing yesterday. Not playing. I don't believe he had one snap. And I'm worried about that. I'm worried about that because as our rookie, our first round draft pick, even if the guy's struggling, we gotta leave him out there. You invested so much in a first round draft pick that sometimes you got to let them play through that. Let them play through that. Okay, I understand you benched him the other day. You let him watch from the sideline. Okay. But get him out there. Let him get some snaps. Let him get a rhythm going. Let him go up. But first and foremost, you had him playing up against Stephon Diggs, A.J. Brown, and DJ Moore. Come on now. I mean, it can't get no harder than that. And them guys beat him. You leave them in man-on-man coverage. They beat him. And I expect that. I expect for those guys to make plays on you. You're a rookie, still trying to understand what's going on, still trying to understand, run from pass and all this other stuff. So, I mean, for them not to play him at all yesterday, I was just I'm a little worried. I'm a little concerned about that because I didn't expect that. I expect him to come in a situational, get in, line them up against some of their big receivers like London. London killed us yesterday. Killed us, So I like to hear Jack Del Rio or Rivera talk about what was their game plan for that. What did they see to say to make him sit back and be like, okay, let's keep Foles out this whole entire game. I didn't like that. I don't think that was a good strategy far as the guys learning. Sometimes it's good to watch on the sideline, but sometimes with me, I have to do it. I can't learn from the sideline. I mean, I could sit here and look at you and we could go over all the books you want, everything. I need to do it. I need to get my hands on it. I need to do it. That's the only way I want to learn it. And if I get burnt up and down the field, then just let me get burnt. I learn from that. And that's how I believe that a lot of people are. Just let me get burnt. Let's get burnt up, Chris, and then let me learn from that. So I was a little worried about that. I'm a little worried. I don't know how everybody else feel about that, about them not paying Foles. That's a concern, major concern. But Danny Johnson played yesterday. He was okay. Just like him, he's learning. He's still young. He's learning. He was okay. We had Martin out there. I need to go back and look. I don't even believe that's the second round pick. They're supposed to be playing that nickel or that Buffalo nickel or that safety spot since we had Force out. I need to go back and look and see how he performed and if he did good, not good. I'm still a little worried about him because there were some plays down the field that I believe that they got past our secondary. Curl again played outstanding. Like always, Curl always showed up. But my biggest concern going back to when we talk about our defense is that defensive four, that front four, I'm a little concerned about, worried about. They're getting pressure, but they got to finish the play. They got to finish the play, just like, like I brought up earlier about lions and the wildebeest. Lions miss out on a majority of their catches, but when they do, when they get their claws on you, that's it. And that's how I felt like yesterday when, with Chase Young, he was right there. He had his claws on him a couple of times, man. When you get your claws on him, Chase, you got to grab, you got to get him. You got to bring him in. And so, I don't believe Sweat was there. He had an injury during the game. I didn't really see too much of him. Allen and Payne, they stuffing up the run. I saw both of them make a good play. And well, we need to get back to, we got to figure out a good mix for these guys. I know it's early in the year, a lot of things going on, a lot of things. It's still evolving. 3-3, 500, and we should still a whole lot of football left. But we got to get that fixed. Our linebacker core, man, I don't even know what to say about our linebackers. Our linebackers, man. Barton and Davis, Hudson got in there yesterday. Man, we struggling at linebacker. I don't know why they didn't address that situation. It's going to be rough, man. Our linebackers are constantly getting beat. Constantly. I just think that at the snapping the ball, our linebackers are late to respond to the play. Because I watched a couple of plays yesterday where I thought the play was developing and our linebackers was like hesitant to get to where they needed to be. Sometimes sometimes you don't have to make every tackle, but sometimes you got to just get to the spot before the offensive lineman get to the spot. So that's how sometimes you just have to be. Sometimes when the ball is high, you got to understand and be aware of the play. And sometimes you just got to get in there and just throw yourself into the spot before the offensive lineman get into the spot and disrupt the whole play. But they just seem, when you watch them, they're just so hesitant to get there. And it just seemed like they're just a hair behind. And that's what, I don't know. I don't know if they come back to, film study. I don't know if they come back to, they weren't about where they're supposed to be at on the field. They weren't about getting beat. But sometimes you just got to play. You just got to play, make plays, and do better. So I'm a little worried about them. I'm a little worried about our linebackers, man. I don't think we don't have any really getting good depth at linebacker. Barton and Davis, they're not cutting it for me. When I say me, I know Davis had that big interception yesterday, and he was one of our top draft picks. But I just don't like that fit for us for that particular defense. They're not as agile as you would think. They're not moving like you would think, right? And they're not getting the point of contact the way you want them to get to the point of contact. And so that's a concern. But overall, yesterday, I thought our defense played particularly well. London had a good game for Atlanta, the wide receiver. He showed out. I was a little pissed. I was like, these dudes, who with London? I mean, Ritter, come on, y'all. We got to do better than that. We got to do better than that, play better than that. And I think we can do better and play better. But yesterday, one of those typical Skins games where you let them hang in there and you try to pull it out in the end. But it don't get any better. It don't get the schedule don't get any easier. Teams are going to come to play. As you watched last night with the Giants and the Bills, the Giants were without my boy Daniel Jones. And look how they played against Buffalo. Yeah, but that was a one-score game with 1 second left on the clock. One more play. Buffalo, the Giants could have easily won that game. I thought that was a bad play call, a bad the goal line. Throwing it up in the air, it's a toss up at the goal, a 50-50 ball. Sometimes I don't understand what these coordinators be doing. A 50-50 ball, game on the line, and I'm a 50-50 ball. the back of the end zone. So he has to make the catch and still try to drag his feet, get 2 toes in, and hold possession. I just don't like that play. For one, I don't like that play because you look like you went max protection. Look like you went max protection at the goal line, and you try to hit him with off of try to sneak him. And I sometimes I honestly believe sometimes these coaches be, hey, I don't know what they be doing. I don't know what they be doing. My whole thing at the goal line, if you're not going to run the ball, then we need to spread people out. Spread them out. Even when a game on the line, honestly, I let something develop. You could catch somebody off a play action. You could sneak a tight end or fullback out in the flat. I prefer for your quarterback to just run the goddamn ball. Don't even throw unless it's a throw, an easy throw you think you can make. But if you could drop back to me and run, quarterback could drop back and get and run it in. I remember back when we had RG3, we used to line up in shotgun and we used to do that quarterback sneak where he catches like a 3-step. As soon as he catch the ball, he take a step back and then hurry up and run it up like a QB, not a QB scramble, but like a design run. Those are more better than me throwing up a 50-50 ball up in the air and trying to get your wide receiver to make a play, because that's a difficult play because you gotta make the catch, you gotta hold on to possession, right? And you gotta try to get both feet in. That's a hard catch to make. Game on the line. And don't forget, that's the biggest thing because you like, damn, the game on the line. And you got all the pressure on. You got to expect the quarterback to make the throw. And it just, to me, I just don't like that. I just don't like that. That was a bad play call. And the Giants could have stole that game last night. They could have stole that game. They should have stole that game. And it's going to be rough for us. It's going to be rough for us. Because the Giants already believe they could beat us. I mean, look at them last year. They came in there, we split one. We tied one last year, and then we lost the other. They already believe. Now, I argue like this with my coworkers all the time. Daniel Jones, again, is a complete play like some dog shit all year. All motherfucking year, Daniel Jones has played like some dog shit. But I'm telling you, got neck injury. He gonna come out there with a brace around his motherfucking neck, and he gonna look like the next motherfucking Peyton Manning against us. They're gonna put the shoulder pads around the brace. He can't even move his neck left or right, and he gonna come out there and look like the next Peyton Manning against us. Because ever since Daniel Jones has come in, he always killed us, and the Giants always think they could beat us. They're gonna run Daniel Jones. He gonna get 100 yards. Saquon came back, of course, this game. Of course, he'll be ready for us. He gonna go for 200, and that's what usually happens. So, gotta play the Giants. It's gonna be rough, but these games happen. These games happen. You gotta play them, no matter what. So that's gonna be rough. I don't even know where we play the Giants. Did we play them home? I think we play them up in the Meadowlands. Old Meadowlands, not the Meadowlands, but what's the called now? Something else called now. So it's gonna be rough against the Giants. But going back to our game against Atlanta, it was a good game. They did what they had to do. Special teams stepped up. Crowder had that big return. I was like, Crowder, you gotta take that to the house. You gotta take that to the house next time, Crowder. You can't let no dude run you down from behind next time. God damn. You watching this, you gotta be watching the TV screen like everybody else. You gotta make that last cut and get the dude all balanced or something. You gotta take that to the house. Those situations, punt return, kick returns, you gotta take that back. Take it back. They played well. I feel Sly, he played okay. He ain't missed no kicks yesterday. Trust Way, I don't know what's going on. He's another football player we got. I don't know what's going on with him and his punts, kicking the ball, shanking them, but they played okay. They showed up. They showed out. Still miss my boy Reeves. They didn't give up any big returns, but still miss him. And we played well, played really well. Played well, played really well. Offense still got some stuff to work on. The enemy still got some stuff to work on that I ain't like about him. Play calling wise, still putting too much on how to throw the ball. I don't even know why. Honestly, you bitch, my man Forbes. You got Howland there. I mean, both of them gotta learn. They young guys just made it to the pro. They gotta learn. They gotta learn how to play. So it was rough. Again, 10 carries, 31 yards for Robinson. Don't like that. Gibson has 3 carries, 15 yards. Don't like that. They got to get the ball in their hands more. McLaurin, he had 6 catches, 81 yards. And then Dotson, 0 catches, 0 yards. I don't know what's going on. Logan Thomas, 1 catch, 2 yards. I don't know what's going on. How has to get rid of the ball? He's not getting rid of the ball. Throw the ball and get the ball to your playmakers. Dawson had that big drop, another big drop. That was big. Well, he could have got huge yards down the field after the catch. Huge yards. He probably potentially could have scored. He put that ball on the ground. So, we got to play better. Offense got to play better. They played okay yesterday. It wasn't a great game. They won. I'm happy they won. And it's going to be playing against the Giants this week. It's going to be rough. G-Men come to town. They 1-5. Of course, like always, this is a get-right game for them. So, you know how they're going to come and play us. They always do come and play us. So, we need to do good. Division getting tight. The Eagles lost yesterday to the Jets. Well, we caught the tail end of that. But watching the highlights, the Eagles look like they struggled against the Jets. But of course, the Jets got good defense. They struggled. The Eagles, we know, are not the same team that they were last year. Everybody know that. It ain't nothing that. They not the same team. They lost both of their coordinators, lost some other players. They're just not the same team as potent as they were last year. Cowboys play tonight. They play the Chargers. They 3-2. I don't know. I don't know which Cowboy team gonna show up. And that's the thing about with them. You playing against the Chargers. The Chargers has been struggling, but you don't know what Cowboy team to show up. And like I said before, the Cowboys, when the Cowboys play a lesser team than them, they want to show up and show out and get all hype. But when they play in a team that's as good as them or better, man, they bow down. They bow down to those teams. Bad. They play scared. And it make me mad that they come out super hype against lesser opponents and act like they doing something. So they get tight. So that's gonna be our division getting rough. It's coming down to teams are crowding up around each other, and that's what I like. And like I said before, the season to me don't get started to around Thanksgiving. The real see the run for the Super Bowl, the playoffs don't get started around Thanksgiving. If you can hang around 500, just stay around 500 right around Thanksgiving, and you can make a run at the end of November and make your run into December, you're in good shape. Hang around. I've been watching football for a long time. If you can hang around 500 around Thanksgiving, and then you guys play your best football in December, you can make a run. Keep your record close. Win some games during these first 2 months. You might have some bad losses, but you got to hang around. You got to be around. You got to be playing your best football come into November, December. 'Cause that's when the real teams show up. If you look at all the games these first couple of weeks, you don't know who's good, who's bad, because the teams you think are bad are winning. They beating the good teams. And the good teams you think they're good, you're like, damn, they're gonna blow them out. They bad. They losing to the bad teams. So this early part of the season, you're really guessing on who's good, who's bad. And you gotta let it. And its Commanders are in the right spot. I thought they should be better than 3-3, but they 500. Play the Giants coming up, and then who they got after that? Let's look at this schedule real quick. They play the Giants after that, but they need to beat the Giants, go up 4-3, right? Then they need to turn around and hang in there to hang around 500 for, let's see who they got this schedule coming up. Got some games coming up. Some games they need to play. Some games they got to win. So, of course, like I said before, you got the Giants next week. Giants next week. Then it looked like we could play the Eagles after that here. That's going to be a rough game. They got to win that. These next two division games are must-wins. These next two division games are must-wins. No doubt about it. They must beat the Giants. They ain't played Philly. They must beat Philly. In here, we got to split with Philly. Got to beat them. Then you got the Patriots and Seattle. Then the Giants. It's going to be rough. Going to be tough, but I believe they could do it. So, got some games going on tonight. Cowboys, Chargers. That's going to be a big game tonight. Everybody rooting for the Los Angeles Chargers to pull it out. And, hopefully they pull it out and let's make the division even tighter. Good game by the Commanders. They won. They edged out the Falcons yesterday. There was another Commanders type game. They did what they had to do. It is what it is. And hey, man, you don't get no better than that. Football is football. You like for the Commanders to be a record to be better, but it's 500. And they can't ask for nothing no better than that. So, again, Commanders win 24-16. It was one of those games that we struggled in, but somehow, some way, we pulled it out, edged it out. Like, subscribe, hear all my cries and all my good times and all my cries during the football season. It's rough. It's rough being a DC sports fan. The Wizards getting busy. I was watching them the other day. We still trying to figure out what they doing. So I'm a homer. Nats home for the season. The Capitals, they just started their preseason just like the Wizards. It's a great time. It's the best part of the year for us men. So we need to hang together, stay together for this struggle for these fans. We DC natives, rough out here for us. So, like and subscribe, and I get up with you guys on the next video. All right, peace.